Network Entertainment.
This episode may cover sensitive topics like sexual assault, domestic violence, and stalking, which could be triggering. While we recognize the challenges this content may pose, we advise you to prioritize your safety and well-being.
Shocking, sad, revealing, and deeply researched, PH Murder Stories podcast covers the true account of infamous killings and true crime stories from the Philippines.
There's no such thing as questions, just hidden answers. Stay tuned as we revisit the inconceivable crimes that exist.
Some listeners may find the following content of PH Murder Stories highly disturbing due to its graphic nature. PH Murder Stories does not condone nor promote violence of all sorts.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Before the coronavirus disease affected our daily lives, the month of April was the most exciting month for those students who will finish their studies from a long school journey, as it was a time when students graduated from their respective levels. On April 8, 2019, the brutal killing of a 14-year-old girl happened near Cogon Cruz Integrated School, Danao City in Cebu.
An unidentified person reported a complaint to the authorities that there was a foul odor coming from the school's septic tank. Together with the barangay officials' help, the police discovered a young girl's corpse. They identified the victim as Tesa Marie Ygay. Those who were at the scene were shocked after discovering the young girl's lifeless body with multiple stab wounds.
You are listening to the PH Murder Stories podcast. This is the 16th episode of Season 4.
According to the autopsy, they found 13 stab wounds located on the head and neck area, 11 on her arms, 2 on the left hand, 1 on her right, and 7 on the other parts of her body. The victim's father said that Tesa Marie had been missing since Wednesday of April 3, 2019. Based on the testimonies of her parents, they suspected Jesse Medikillo, a 34-year-old school security guard that was rumored to be the victim's lover. Witnesses, on the other hand, last saw Tesa Marie with the suspect.
As stated in the police report, an unnamed witness said that the victim was frequently hanging out at the suspect's residence. Meanwhile, investigators found droplets of blood in the school's guardhouse, where the suspect was usually stationed. In the guardhouse, the police found bloodstains in a kitchen knife, tube steel, stone, and a piece of wood. They also found Medikillo's uniform, burned clothing, and a mattock.
These findings led the authorities to believe that Medikillo was the one responsible for Tesa Marie's death. The authorities also found out that a few weeks later, the suspect had an incident with the victim because he learned that Tesa Marie was loitering around with her friends. Medikillo was upset because the victim did not ask for his permission. In retaliation, he cut Tesa Marie's hair. With ample witnesses, concrete evidence, and CCTV footage that shows the suspect running away from the premises at the time Tesa Marie's body was discovered, the Philippine National Police, or PNP, conducted a manhunt operation to apprehend the suspect.
On April 12, 2019, the suspect surrendered himself to a friend who worked in a barangay hall in the town of Tabuelan, Cebu. He admitted to killing Tesa Marie. In a press conference, then Police Brigadier General De Bolsinas told reporters that the suspect's motive for killing the young girl was out of jealousy after learning about Tesa Marie's boyfriend. Surprisingly, the suspect, who was with General Sinas at the press conference, stated that he got upset with Tesa Marie's father, Felimon Enoy, because he was being blamed for the victim's late-night outs. Further, Medikillo also denied that he had an affair with Tesa Marie because he treated her like his niece. He also surrendered because his conscience got the best of him. In addition, the victim's older sister told reporters that Medikilio was close to their family and he was in love with her younger sister, that he threatened to kill the victim's boyfriend. 2 weeks before the murder happened, Medikilio shaved Tesa Marie's head. The suspect claimed that he did it to stop Tesa Marie from going out at night with her friends. This incident provoked a fight between the victim's father and the suspect, which led to the murder of Tesa Marie.
Whether the suspect had a relationship with the victim or not, a 14-year-old girl was gruesomely murdered by a security guard, of all people who we usually trust our safety with. Tesa Marie Ygay was stabbed 13 times and was thrown inside a septic tank. To our dear listeners, thank you for supporting our show. We are looking forward to Season 5. Since it's election season as of recording this episode, we will try to add more politically motivated killings that have transpired in the Philippines. So you better stay tuned. If you have suggestions, please do send us a message on Instagram or Facebook. Thank you for listening to PH Murder Stories.
If you like this episode, give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
You can also support our show on Patreon. Any amount you donate would benefit our team to keep doing what we love, which is to provide more true crime episodes for our listeners. Link in the description.
For further updates from our show, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at PH Murder Stories. And subscribe to our YouTube channel at PH Murder Stories.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.